So I want to react to this one last clip. This is from Glenn Beck. I bring you greetings. This is from Glenn Beck. Apparently, you gave a speech out in London. There was some sort of right-wing rally in the UK, so I did want to react to this here. I didn't know that he was going to give a speech. I want to hear what he had to say. I know that some people at these events can be a little bit extreme, but Glenn Beck seems to be a pretty normal dude in terms of right-wing takes. So I want to see how he addressed the crowd here.
I bring you greetings from the United States of America. It is such an honor to be with you today. It is really an amazing thing to see you all stand up, and I come here to stand with you shoulder to shoulder because of people like Tommy and people like you that have shown the courage to speak and stand when so few will. Thank you. You have truly paid a price for refusing to ignore what is obviously happening all around us. You refuse to not see what's happening to our streets and to our daughters and to our women in the streets. And it means something as an American to see you stand. And I just want you to know there are millions of Americans all across the other side of the world that see you, hear you, and are praying for you and are standing with you today. I want to make it clear why I am. Thank you. I will tell you that I am here today, like you, not to stand against anything.
Is that Tommy Robinson there in the background?
I am here
I thought that he was going to be arrested.
Like you.
Looks like Tommy Robinson.
Not to stand against anything and hate, not to stand for hatred, but to stand for the most revolutionary idea in human history, that all men are created equal. And not because of a king or parliament says it, but because we are all endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Those rights cannot be taken from us by government or religion. No ideology can take them away. They are life and liberty and the right to speak your mind and to speak truth. The right to worship or not worship according to your conscience. Equal justice under the law. These words come from our American Declaration of Independence, but they were born here on this soil.
Well, the thing is, one of the big reasons why people even went to America in the first place was that they didn't have that in the UK. So it is not at all shocking to me that the UK has less freedom than the United States does, and it is a shame. It is a shame that free speech has been so stifled in the UK, that people who have concerns about safety, warranted or unwarranted, are being kind of like hunted down, harassed, and even arrested by the government. So yeah, this is very unfortunate. I do think that though that there is a possibility that things improve in the UK. I think in part because of pressure of things like this, but that is going to take some time to do. So keeping the pressure like this on the government to do things like violence from migrants, to do things about other forms of crime, and to say, what, we don't want to have more migration while we continue to have this level of crime and violence is entirely reasonable. And I think it's imperative for people to at least some level say the violence needs to stop, and we actually need to prosecute these people who are here on our soil. If they're here illegally, we need to boot them out.
They were born here in England, the meadows of Runnymede with a Magna Carta. They were born in the English common law that says even the king is not above the law. In the covenant faith of the Scottish people, the stubborn independence of the freeborn Englishmen who said they will never bow to a tyrant. These are the principles that built the freest, most prosperous civilization the world has ever known. And Sharia law cannot abide by it. Sharia law cannot live side by side. It does not see all men that are created equal. It does not practice and protect the right to leave that faith or even criticize that faith. It does not grant equal dignity to every daughter and every son under the law. And where Sharia law advances as a parallel system, our hard-fought rights retreat. And history has shown it time and time again.
True. If you were to like ask, how could the UK end up looking like Afghanistan? Literally, Sharia law is how you would get there.
Our shared failure on both sides of the Atlantic is that we forgot where our rights come from. We have treated liberty as something automatic, something in the air that we breathe, instead of the sacred inheritance that needs to be taught and defended and lived by each and every generation. But that forgetting has opened the door. But the good news is, the uniting hope is that it's not too late to remember. We can, beginning now, teach our children again that those God-given rights, those truths, are what makes us free. We can demand that every person that comes to our shore or the shores of any country in Western civilization, or those who are already here, that they must live under the same equal law that protects every citizen. One law,
good take.
One standard of living, one standard for every man and every woman. And if we can do that, then we'll restore what made the West worth restoring and defending. Great Britain and the United States, we are not separate stories. We are not. We are branches of the same tree. The tree that is rooted in equality before God and the law. If we stand together,
why are people talking in the background? It's so distracting. I think that the mics are just too amped up for the crowd, but it's a little distracting.
In equality before God and the law. If we stand together on that foundation, not in anger, but in clarity and the courage that you are showing today just for standing here, then our children will inherit not decline, but they will again inherit a brighter future. A civilization where every person can come here and walk these streets in safety, speak freely, and pursue happiness without fear. That is our fight. That is our inheritance. That is what will unite all of us and renew the West. I am so happy to see all of your flags all in front. We have been told that we should be ashamed. We are not ashamed of our heritage. We have learned from our mistakes. We are proud that our shared heritage changed the world, healed the world, and fed the world. And as our President Lincoln once said, with malice toward none and charity toward all. Let us remember truly who we are. Raise your flags and raise your voices. As our President George Washington said at the beginning of our nation, let us raise a standard that the wise and the honest can repair. The event is in the hand of God. As the scriptures tell us, as for me and my house, we know who we serve. And as our current president, Donald Trump, might say, make England great again.
What?
God bless you. What? May God help us save our shared republics and civilization. God bless you. Thank you for standing.
I didn't know that mega was a thing. I didn't know that Make England Great Again was actually a thing. Okay, it's nice to see Tommy Robinson alive and well in the UK. I had heard that he was supposed to be detained or arrested as soon as he got back on British soil, but it's good to hear that he's safe and sound and still able to participate in rallies and things.